Hey everyone, Davo here. This is just one of my channel updates because obviously I'm sure you're seeing, if you're a subscriber of mine, that a lot of things have changed right now. First and foremost, I think a lot of you noticed that the name changed. Most of you probably don't even know what channel this is anymore because everything got switched over so quickly. This channel used to be Heavy Metal Bake Sale. That was my name I was going by for about 2 or 3 years on YouTube. It's been my gamer tag forever, and you know, it's just it's a name I like using for playing online. I still like the name and everything, but I just kind of got tired of being under that moniker, I guess. So I decided to just switch everything over to my real name. My real name is Dave O. If you still want to call me Heavy or Heavy Metal Bake Sale, that's totally fine, but I'm pretty much just going by Dave now. So moving forward, this channel is just gonna be called Dave O. Does that mean we're getting away from gaming though? Absolutely not. This is still gonna be a gaming channel. Nothing's really changing on that front. Like, I'm not adding any like additional content. I'm not gonna be like reviewing movies or, you know, TV shows or anything like that. I'm sticking to gaming. Don't worry about that. With that said, there may be like a slight change in how I approach my content. Essentially, I just am gonna do whatever I want within gaming, pretty much well within reason. I want to more fully explore my personal interests when it comes to gaming. I've been seeing this thing going around from a lot of YouTubers who, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers here who, you know, basically base their whole channels around how to succeed on YouTube, and I've been, you know, watching them on occasion just trying to get some tips as to how to improve my channel. And a lot of them say stuff like, you know, variety channels are dead and that you should focus on one specific game and just, you know, really make a lot of content for that one game. I'm not, I can't do that. I've tried a couple times. Like, there's a couple series on here where I tried to jump further into one game. Dave's Destiny for Destiny 2 and I Am Tenno for Warframe. Put simply, I'm just not that type of person. I can't just play one game and just enjoy it for months and months and months and months and months and months and months on end. I'm not saying that that people who do that are, you know, bad or like, you know, that they're disingenuous somehow. I don't think that at all. I think it's more just a preference thing. I prefer to play a lot of the new releases. I actually like to play a lot of retro games as well. So I'm kind of constantly switching things up. So I don't really want to stick to just one thing. It would make things very stale for me. And you guys would definitely notice, trust me. With that said, I don't think there's really anything wrong with maintaining some sort of focus. So with that in mind, I'm definitely going to keep going with those Game Pass picks videos that I've been putting out. I really enjoy making them, and they don't take too much time to make either. So I can keep making them and putting them out quickly for you guys. Essentially, that series was born out of my desire to kind of signal boost games that were on Game Pass but probably weren't getting as much attention as they should. There's a reason the first video I put out was for Descenders, and that's because it was an indie game that I didn't feel was getting enough attention. I did try to throw in some AAA releases as well, but I think I'm going to kind of dial back on those for a bit, just because I think that the value in that series is more about highlighting games that aren't necessarily as well known. One of my more recent episodes was for Borderlands 2. I mean, most people know what Borderlands 2 is, and most people know that Borderlands 2 is a pretty good game. So I don't think that that video needed to be made, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's gonna stay up, I made it. But I think moving forward, I'm gonna move and look for stuff that may not be as well known or might be indie and may just need a little bit more signal boosting, so to speak. Other than that, I have a pretty strong interest in the 5th and 6th generation of console games as well. If you go back in some of my recent videos, you're gonna see videos for like a review of Shadow the Hedgehog, a video about the Sega Saturn, a video about Jet Set Radio, a video about Air Force Delta, you know, a lot of stuff from that generation, that time period, because, well, I mean, to be honest, I was growing up during that time, so I have the most experience with those games, and also I have a lot of nostalgia as well, so I do enjoy going back to that and looking at games that I might have missed, or just, you know, reviewing games that I played as a kid and, you know, giving them the full review treatment. Particularly my interests kind of fall around Sega and Xbox. Right now I have an original Xbox, a Sega Saturn, and a Sega Dreamcast, and the Sega Genesis Mini as well. So I'm thinking about making content around that stuff, and also, you know, continuing with my stuff for Xbox One as well. Essentially, I want to do my best to maintain a consistency on what's being covered, so nothing really feels like totally out of left field. But with that being said, I reserve the right to cover whatever I really want to gaming related. So I won't, just randomly cover, like I said earlier, I won't randomly cover a TV show or a movie or comics or something like that. It's just gonna be gaming. I do have this video idea where I want to make a video about returning to Star Wars: The Old Republic in 2019, because I recently tried it out again after dropping it years ago and really enjoyed it. So I might make like little offshoot videos like that sometimes, but I will do my best to keep it consistent so it doesn't feel like anything is just totally random. I only have one more thing to say before I go. I don't think a lot of people on here were following me on Twitter, so this probably isn't that big of a deal, but I deactivated my Twitter, and I don't really ever intend to turn it back on. I was recently locked out of my Twitter for some kind of bug, according to Twitter customer service, but I was off of my Twitter for about a week, maybe even 2 weeks. That's not the reason I deactivated it. Actually, the reason I'm deactivating it is because I noticed over those 1 to 2 weeks that I felt a lot better, and that, my general mental health was a lot better. I think Twitter isn't healthy for me, so I'm going to stay off of it. And I know that, from a YouTuber perspective, that's kind of less, it's not even shooting yourself in the foot. It's basically like putting down a landmine and blowing your own leg off. It's going to really hurt my ability to grow, and I'm 100% okay with that. I think I'm going to relaunch my Discord channel as a way of keeping in contact with you guys so that we can have conversations outside of YouTube, but for sure, Twitter's going away. Other than that, I just want to say thank you for sticking with me, especially people who've been subscribed to me for a while. I know that this channel has gone through a lot of changes, and it's just me trying to figure both myself and this channel out. And I promise I'm going to try to do better to keep it consistent in the future. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Later.